Hello, thank you for tuning in to this week's section of reads. This should be on YouTube channel James 13 Wicca. I just want to make sure that's where you're seeing it. If you're not, I'm on YouTube, James 13 Wicca. I'm going to put the decks and dice and stuff like that below. If you want a personal reading in person, I am in Herkimer, New York, or close to it, I should say, doing personal readings in Herkimer, New York. There's a store called Renewed and Rescued if you want to check it out. The hours they're open or the hours I can do that, just shoot me an email and I'll let you know if there's time available. Also, if you want a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James the number 4, astral@gmail.com. If you're interested in the donation information, that's below. With all that said, let's go ahead and get into your reading. Hello, Virgo. Thank you very much for tuning in to this week's read. These readings are valid for when you come to them. That being said, what do we have for Virgo? 2 Virgo? 4 Virgo. How about 4 Virgo? You had cards fall out, which I'm questioning how they're going to add in, but they're there. They're there. I don't know if that's going to be good or bad. What do you want from this situation is really important. Well, that would normally be obvious. I feel like whatever you're dealing with, maybe you're thinking this is more somebody else's situation. But the way you add into it, they're kind of like, whatever you're doing here, it is more about what you want from it, as in how you're adding into it. So, are you helping somebody? I keep getting this weird energy, like whatever we're looking at before we get too deep, you're helping somebody. And I keep feeling like I'm looking at this like it's their situation. It's not about what I want from it. It's about what they want from it. But something about this is kind of like the way it's evolving, the way you're helping, there's like, no, you need to get something out of this too, because something isn't right here. You helped with something didn't go right and you're helping. Something didn't go right and you definitely are helping. If this reading is going to hit, you're definitely helping. You got this, the Fool card here. Very positive energy. There's more backing this up too, but it's kind of like something isn't quite right. And I feel like you're putting in the energy to help move it forward or at least keep it afloat. Very supportive energy. Very supportive energy from you. And I think this is evolving to a point where, all right, you're doing good things for other people and you're like, this is their show. They got to run their show. I'm just supporting. But something about this evolving forward is kind of like, if you're going to keep doing this, you do have to have, there has to be some type of reciprocal, something or other. I can't say reciprocity today, or I couldn't say it yesterday either. There has to be some type of payback, balance. I can't say, I can't want to say it, but I can't say it. All right, that's fine. Reciprocity. Nope, can't do it. Okay. I don't feel like I'm knee deep in this either. I'm not knee deep in this, but I am constantly touching on it. This could be some type of acquaintance or family member, or if it's job related, if it is, it's like a unit or something I'm helping out with. But whatever this is, no matter what way it lines up with, it's not constant. It's now and then. It's not constant. Now and then. Now and then. So maybe throughout a month, maybe one to 3 times, maybe throughout a month. But I feel like for those of you this is going to hit with, it's at least once a month, but like 1 to 3 times is kind of, take it with the general, it's a general read, take it with a grain of salt, you know? And this is another reason why it's kind of like, what do you want from it? Because you can do a lot more positive. You can do a lot better with this situation. I don't know why I'm dancing around it. It can go better. But you kind of adding it in a way where you're getting something you want out of it, this situation can improve and do better. And it's kind of like, well, if it's giving back to you the way you're giving to it, and there's give and take, and there's give and take, this is going to amp up that energy, and it's going to make a better situation. There could be healing here. Is the healing card out here? Are there any healing cards out here? There could be healing here. Okay, so there's the Five of Cups upside down and the Six of Wands upside down. Lack of focus, lack of direction. Not you, but whatever you're dealing with. The situation isn't really doing the best. And I feel like whatever it is, it's just kind of, it's kind of reminding me of floating through school with just whatever, like, how to explain this? When I was in school, a 65, you were scraping by. A 64, you fail. A 65, you just scraped by. This is like scraping by with a 65. Like, I feel like you get the analogy. You know what I mean? That's what's going on here. Just scraping by, barely making it, not really having the direction, not really looking at it like, oh my God, we're just scraping by. We need to improve this. It's kind of like, oh, I guess we're still alive today. We're still going. Oh, we're still doing it. Okay, we're still making it. It's just kind of like more kind of like, oh, I guess we made it through this time. I guess we're going to keep going. It's not really addressing what's going on. There's lack of structure, very much lack of structure. And I feel like I feel like I don't know if you're expecting anything. Are you expecting anything? I don't know that you're expecting anything. I feel like you're just trying to help, and it's kind of like, I just feel like I need to do this, and it doesn't feel like I'm expecting anything, not at this point. But there's an ability to move forward here in the future. The Five of Cups reversed again, and then the Empress reversed. It almost feels to me somebody else should be directing this forward. But I don't think that's happening. It seems like somebody else should. It may make complete sense why that should be happening. That's water from the moon, isn't it? I thought this was sugar at first. And I almost feel like we're getting along. People are acting really nice. I think the situation is pleasant, but like it's like, I feel like this is obvious. Too much sugar. Like if you just sat down in 3 meals a day, if you were that type of person, I'm not, but if you were, 3 meals a day and you just had sugar, 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 or majority sugar, 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 it may be fun in the moment, but you're going to feel like crap and your body's going to not be nice to you after a while. Just saying. And I feel like that's what this is. This kind of like, it seems nice, but it's like the situation is not doing well. It's weird that it's coming in with nourishment because I feel like trying to do what it wants, trying to help it, just going along with what it wants. And it's kind of like you're giving to it, but it's not really sustaining it in a healthy way. And I feel like, ironically, reassessing this and reapproaching this in a what this can do for me type situation helps a lot. Helps you, but also helps the situation. It's not selfish or opportunist or anything. It's not negative. It's very positive. Because by you coming in there and kind of going, you know what? I've been helping you every now and then, here and there. I was thinking, you got this going on. I would like to actually have this benefit from helping you. And in trade for that, or in balance for that, however you want to put it, I'm willing to do like a couple more, I can help with some more extra stuff. I can lend a little bit more of a helping hand. If I can do that, if you can do this for me, I can do more of this for you, and we can just kind of balance this out a little bit better. This is an opportunity coming forward. Am I missing something? Because I feel like going into it, I'm just like, I'm not like, I'm not boxing myself in. It reminds me of like, for some reason, maybe there's like, just for an analogy, maybe there's a retail store you're helping for whatever reason. You're helping them. Like I used to know people who, they had their main job and then once in a while they'd go in and they'd help this other business that they knew the owner or something. But they'd come in once or twice a week and they'd help balance the books and they'd check things and make sure things were working out right, make sure the numbers were making sense, what they were doing. And it's almost like, I remember they would do that and they were like once or twice a week they would come in and they'd spend 2 to 3 hours at a time. But there was, I forgot what it was, if like, there was like some type of benefit. I think there was like some type of meeting that they got to hold there. They had a monthly meeting they held there. and the owners just let them do it for free. Like, and they gave them coffee for free. But that was kind of like the benefit. They still got paid for their time. Like, they got paid for working there, but that was one of the reasons they were, like, that was kind of like what was tying them in there. They got paid for the job anyway, but this was an added perk that kind of kept them happy, kept them coming back and doing this work for the owners. Does that make sense? Did I make that too complicated? I hope I said that right. So whatever it is you want, I feel like there's something here that could benefit you. It doesn't have to be the world. It can be just whatever is good for you that could balance on the situation. Like, oh, I do a little bit extra for them and they let me do this. This is good. I like this. This feels comfortable to me. Okay. Because the creation is here. And I don't feel like you're going to be asking for like the world. There's just something here that would work for you. And you're like, oh, this could go. Hey, would you do that for me? I'll do this for you. I don't feel like, is there something I'm missing? Is there something I'm supposed to say? Because I keep coming back to it. Typically in readings, when I keep coming back to something, it's either there's more that needs to come from it, or I'm not quite hitting it exactly the way they want me to say it. So, which is one of the reasons I like the dice. Kind of like, can you give me a little bit more of a hint? The mystery, there's some mystery here, half partial, because you got the moon card like this, which means there's a partial mystery here. And then the 4 of fire, which is stability. Nobody asked you for one. Stability. Stability coming in. There's a possibility for stability, and there's a little bit of mystery here. Something to be created. It's not just a little bit. So, like, it's not just like, we're going to do this. We're going to add this. This is like almost like a new contract. I don't think there's a contract here, but just for example, like I want this, you want this, we're just going to do that, and then it's signed, sealed, delivered. I don't feel like that's what this is. There's room to grow. There's room to evolve from that point, which I do think you're going to be more in control of, in the sense of like, I would like that. Okay, let's do it. Or, oh, you know, thank you, but no thank you. And still everything is good. It's not like you're going to have to take anything you don't want to. You know what I mean? Once that energy goes in, you're going to, if you move forward, you're going to notice things, is what I'm getting. Getting a little closer into the situation, tying in a little deeper, you will notice things. I feel like I want to believe the situation will take care of itself. That's what I'm getting from this card. I'm getting this isn't naturally happening on its own. They're trying to highlight it hasn't been. They're trying to highlight that it hasn't been, and it's still not. If you're tying into this situation and the rest of this is making sense, something that could be helpful is to realize it's not healing on its own. Like, this is a healing card, but this is like the challenge. It's like it's not really happening on its own. A possibility you would have, if you want to, is to address the stress. Ooh, it's fun little rhyme time. And I did it again. Okay. Which is fine. Assessing the stress and saying, like, just kind of like saying, oh, you know, I see, you know, you're just kind of skimming by with a 65 in this course. I mean, if I was, I mean, I know you can do more. I know that could be a little easier if you had like a buffer, like you could try to like move that up. Maybe you could move that score up, or like, I keep seeing a table, and it's kind of like, you know, when you have a cat, like I do, and I don't leave certain things out. Like, there's certain knickknacks that just can't be out. I have little puzzles and stuff I like that I put together, which he thinks are toys, and they're not toys. So I have to keep them locked away, unless, well, I've had it in the middle of the night where you hear things crashing and breaking in the middle of the night. That was a horrible night. So it's kind of like you're looking at the situation like I am, like, okay, if you leave these out and you have a cat, the cat might, you know, think that's fun and break it on you. Or there's just a possibility here. I feel like I'm just having polite conversation. Like, I know you're doing it this way. It seems like that's a little precarious and you have some fallout with that. If it was me, I would probably just consider a different option. And then you'd say, if they ask, you're like, well, this is what I would try to do it with. I feel like you have input here. Virgo, in my opinion, can give really, really powerful advice. Granted, I know it depends on who you're working with, and I do not understand that sometimes people get a little bit sensitive because they think Virgo is very critical. It's realizing that Virgo isn't critical. Virgo is giving opportunity. So watch who you're dealing with. Make sure that they're responding to you in a positive way. But Virgo sees things. You see things. And you're like, this could go a little better. This could be a little bit more improved. Read the room. I feel like they're saying little bits at a time. Little bits at a time. You're probably going to see a lot here that could go better. You're probably going to. But they're like, give little bits at a time and see if these little bits catch. See if these little bits catch. Also, if that works, give them compliments on what they did well. I feel like Virgos know that, but I don't know. I don't know. Let me know in the comments. I feel like Virgos know that. Like, some people, they just take a minute. And then when they do seem to do well, if you compliment them or say, oh, you did that? That's great. I really like how that's going. And then you want to give more advice, just like be aware of the energy and how it moves forward so it moves to your advantage. Because you want to acknowledge oh, you changed that. I think that's great. You can even get more out of this if you want. It's all about how you send it off, Because I feel like if I address the stress and I give opportunity here, it's about how you do it. Virgos are very they make sense. Y'all make sense. To me, you're just one of those signs. Y'all make sense. And I feel like if I'm saying this right and it makes sense what I'm saying, you get what I feel like you get where I'm going. Excuse me. Because the whole point is for this to work better for you, right? Whatever this is going on here, they're not trying to just make the grade. I feel like they've accepted that they just make the grade. So when you're going into it, it's not like they were just okay with it. They just felt like that's just how it is for them. Excuse me. Again, the cough that never ends. Structure, pieces. Little pieces, and then this energy, I don't know how they look on the outside. I've seen some people that seem very confident on the outside that are not very confident on the inside. Just keep that in mind too. They may seem very confident on the outside, but on the inside, they may not have hardly any to speak of. Just some people, even though they seem like it, they're not. Just take that in consideration where necessary. As you show them how to do things, and especially if you are able to do that, oh, you did well with that. Really good job. And I think you could even go further. Bits and pieces, and then, give them that reassurance that they're doing it right, that you're like, oh, you took my advice, and I think you did well with it. And then keep refining it a little bit. Be aware, read the audience, see how that's going. This energy can do a lot better. There may be, that masculine energy is I keep getting there's something with confidence here. Either they need more confidence, or they lack it, or something. Something's with confidence here. Be aware of it, because I get at some point, it's going forward in little increments, and I'm starting to wonder what's going on with this situation. Is that the Five of Swords? Yes. You are having quite the effect here. There's two cards that were face down. I want more, so what is it? Balance and something else to be created here. I don't think you're going to understand how powerful and impressionable you're going to be here in this situation. You're going to really be empowering somebody. I feel it's a very positive energy. I do feel like there's a lull. So it's if you're willing to get into this and go through all what I've talked about and give your 2 cents, and hopefully that goes well and everything is nice, there's going to be a lull where I just feel like I feel like I'm constantly trying to help, and I'm just questioning, I feel like I'm questioning, does it really matter? I feel like I'm having this moment where, does it really matter? I think that's the Five of Swords here. Kind of all right, I'm trying to help. I guess it's going better, they're doing these little things, but like it's almost like 2 steps forward, 3 steps back is how it's starting to feel. And it's kind of like if you really look at it, like, well, all right, 2 steps forward, 3 steps back, 5 steps forward, 3 steps back. It's balancing out. It is going slowly forward. It's gonna all of a sudden change. There's an evolution at some point. I don't know how long it's gonna lull for, but it will all of a sudden. It's like all of a sudden it just kind of clicks into place. You know, it just, I don't know how to explain this. Like I've noticed it with cars. Like all of a sudden it just clicks into place. Like you're fixing a car and it's not working, and then it just clicks into place and it goes where it's supposed to. And you're like, haha, finally. It's just gonna click into place. Is the best way I can just describe it. And I'm not even good with cars. Maybe that's why I'm saying, haha, clicked into place, because I don't know what I'm doing, but I think it's working now. That it's gonna balance out, and something new will happen from this. You have possibilities here. Something else might come from this that I feel like you weren't expecting. Who knows? There may be a benefit that you weren't even considering was an option in this situation. So for example, like that I told you about the person who would come into this business and, you know, help with the books and update the books, and just once to twice. I don't think it was more than 3 times a week, and it wasn't always 3 times a week if they did. It was like once, maybe twice a week normally, and then they had that other benefit, right? And then, like, you know, I think time went on, and they did get the offer to, like, go on full-time and to become a manager at this position. I don't think they took it, but it's nice to know that there's possibilities. It's nice to be appreciated. I feel like there's possibilities that are coming forward, and some of them you may want, and some of them you may not. But it's nice to be appreciated, and it's nice to be offered. You know, it's nice to have that there. Just so you know. All right. I think we're done. I'm going to shut this down here. Hope that helps. Thank you very much for watching. If you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email. jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James number 4, astral@gmail.com. If you're interested in the donation information, that's below. Same email. Thanks again for watching. Have a great day.